the wife took the kids to the water park today. Tonight they're showing like Jaws, where I guess like you sit in like the wave pool and they play a movie. So,
that is cool.
So hopefully they'll have some fun there. That none of them have seen Jaws, I don't think so.
I wish they did like shadow tricks in the water, like see like a shark and then the lights in the pool go out or something.
Like a lifeguard just swims around with a fin on their back.
Yeah. Just get the screams. Oh man.
Everybody, and welcome to episode 31 of Rather Be Playing, the podcast where we talk about how we'd rather be playing games than...
Okay.
All right. All right. I'm Josh.
I'm Elliot.
All right. Well, I guess Stevo's dead.
Stevo's dead.
Yeah.
Long live Stevo.
We did it. It finally happened.
Yeah, Stevo is sick today.
We are accepting applications for the third co-host of the Rather Be Playing podcast if you are interested, since Stevo is now dead.
You also need to be Irish.
We gotta get that in there.
Yeah, it's a NATO thing.
It's literally in Stevo's contract.
Yeah. And we're just swapping you out, so you got to fill that. You have to have a beard for the beard jokes.
Yes.
And other than that, yeah.
No video game experience necessary.
No. No. You can apply and we will coach you on the ways of video games. What to play, what not to play. Preferably don't play anything Stevo's played in the last year. And you'll pretty much get in, I think. Yeah.
I mean, you'll miss out on some classics, but we'll find some other ones for you.
Yeah.
But Stevo is sick, and so it's just me and Elliot hosting today.
Show must go on.
Yeah, got a schedule to stick to. Well, the games won't play themselves, and I know we were planning on talking about Tacoma today because that was the last roulette game we played, and we've all played it at this point, but again, Stevo's sick, so we're not going to really go into it just now. We'll save that for the next episode.
Yeah, we actually all played it, and we all did it on time, and we all have a lot to say. It was a cool game, but no Stevo, no Tacoma, so no discussion, and no roulette, unfortunately. We're going to kind of think of this as a filler episode, but it doesn't mean it's not going to be great.
I know. So, we still have plenty to talk about. Mostly, we got a lot of news that's happened over the past week or two. We focused a lot of time on Tacoma, so we haven't played a ton, but we will talk about what we have played. Mm-hmm. And then we also are going to be talking about, since Stevo's not here to argue, we can talk about all the games we want him to play. So we're going to do that. But first up, Elliot, what have you been doing other than Tacoma during the interim?
So I've actually been playing a little bit of a fighting game, which I don't know if we've ever even talked about since we started the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we've really touched on fighting games just because I think a lot of the stuff we end up playing is either single player because we're playing it on our own, or if we do talk multiplayer games, it's games that we're playing together, like Rocket League. So,
right, yeah, or like Brawlhalla, we played once or twice, I think.
Yeah.
Nice little like indie free to play Smash like.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I saw that the Dragonball Fighter Z port was in beta mode for the Switch version. And I don't know if I've talked about this too much, but I grew up a pretty big Dragon Ball Z fan as a kid. My brother and our friends and I it was like you couldn't, it was like a soap opera. Like you came home and you had to catch every episode, and it was the end of the world if you missed it. Like as soon as we got home from school, put on Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, Toonami, and watch Dragon Ball Z. And
I don't doubt it. I see people talk about Dragon Ball on the internet, and I'm going, doesn't this thing have like 2,000 episodes at this point? And
something like that.
Also, who cares? So
yeah.
My nephew is a huge Dragon Ball fan. He even has a tattoo of the Dragon Balls on his arm.
Oh my! A real tattoo?
Yes, like a real tattoo.
Permanent.
Yes.
Bless him. Wow, that's incredible.
Oh God, yeah. I've never had the interest, but go on, Elliot. I've actually heard that the game itself is pretty decent.
I feel like there's a new Dragon Ball Z fighter every year. I'm not huge into fighting games. I appreciate them for what they are. I love playing them locally, like with my brother or cousin Carlos, who was on here when the last episode that you missed a few months back. I'm not an enthusiast. I don't watch the Evos. Don't do anything like that. Which the Evo is also that big fighting game tournament, and that one just happened last week, I think, and Dragon Ball Z was a huge hit there, I heard. Yeah. This Dragon Ball Z fighter game. So I heard about that. I saw the beta up on Switch, downloaded it, and played one match. Yep. I'm going to sit here and talk about one match.
So this is an extensive analysis of the Dragon Ball Z fighter game.
Huge, in-depth argument on the balance of the... Yeah. So... The one, and it's also just a beta, so not everything is available. Not all the modes are there, but the mode I played was called Ring Match, I think. And I went into a room with 8 people, and it kind of matches you up against each other. You can have, it looked like maybe 2 or 3 matches going on at the same time, and it's always 1v1, but you choose 3 fighters. And they choose 3 fighters, and you kind of exhaust your 3 fighters against each other in a single match. So it can kind of go on for a while. And, I played it in handheld mode. I was still working, so I didn't want to sit down at the
Sorry,
TV.
I can't take this call. I'm being Goku.
I was in a lull. I was like, let me just take 10 minutes real quick. And, smokers get their smoke break. I get a Switch break. So
there you go.
That's how I justify it. I did the one match. It was good. Like, it was responsive. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just button mashing, and I got a few good combos off.
You're supposed to kill the other guy.
Well, yeah, but I didn't know how to do that. The guy I played was a seasoned veteran. He was very, very good. I didn't stand a chance. He just completely demolished me. But it was one of the most stylish games I've played. And again, as I said, I'm not a big fighting game enthusiast. I don't know how far they've come. But having grown up with Dragon Ball Z, having been a fan for so long, and then playing this game, I felt more than in any other Dragon Ball game I've played like I was watching an episode and controlling a character. Like, they have those big fireballs. They have those big, like, Kamehamehas. They have the big flashy moves. And, like, they do that, it kind of stops the action for, like, a second and a half while they, like, show this crazy animation that looks like it's stripped right out of the show. Huh. And it was just a spectacle. It was fun as hell. So I can't speak too much about the balance and the techniques and even, like, the moves or how responsive it's supposed to be, but fuck, it was fun to play, and it was fun to watch myself play it. It was
my nephew has it on PS4, and he's been playing it a ton.
Oh, he's bought it, and he's nice.
He plays it a lot. I hear him in there yelling while he's playing online. I don't know if he's any good or not, but I know he plays it. Yeah,
I mean, he'll be a lot better than me, so that's fine. I'm always hesitant to buy fighters. Like, there's so many that I'm like, man, Street Fighter 5, that looks pretty good. I've heard good things about it. I totally want to play that. I grew up playing Street Fighter. I had like every Street Fighter that came out for Super Nintendo. Do I want to get this? And it's like, I know I'll buy it, and I know I'll never play it because I would only play online. I would only want to play with people, and you guys don't play fighters, and no one I know even plays video games online that much.
I've played fighters throughout the years. I mean, as a kid, I played a lot of Street Fighter 2, a lot of Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. Since then, like, I don't know, like, I do like playing them with friends. That's the thing I like doing. I don't like going online and playing just because everybody's just ridiculously so much better than I am, and I just get creamed. But like over the years, I've played Street Fighter Alpha 3, Soul Calibur. I was really big into Tekken Tag Tournament and Tekken 3 for a long time. I have Street Fighter 4. I haven't picked up 5. I don't know. I just haven't really felt the need to get it. But like of those games, like Street Fighter Alpha 3 and Soul Calibur were probably my two favorites, just because I like having like the story mode and having, because so Street Fighter Alpha 3 had the World Tour mode, which basically meant it was like this, I don't know, 30, 50 stage like story progression mode where you would unlock stuff for your character and like the different not stances, but like I guess super modes. Like you had V mode, X mode, and Z mode depending on how your super bar filled up or how you did combos and things like that. And like as you played through World Tour mode, you unlock different perks, if you will, as you did that. And Soul Calibur, I can't remember if it was 1 or 2, but it had something similar. And I like doing that progression because that's more than just, you know, like in the original Street Fighter 2 or hell, any of the Street Fighters, you know, you just fight the 8 rounds and you win, or the 8 fights and then you win. I liked doing those. Yeah, so I mean, unless I've got someone that I regularly play a game like that with, I mean, like when we play Towerfall together, I love that because I'm way better than you guys. So,
Dick.
And so it's
true though.
But like, yeah, if I've got like someone that will regularly play a fighting game with me or something, then sure, yeah, that's something I'd be willing to do. I just, I don't know. There's the chances of that actually being something that's regular for me is not that high. Like I bought Persona 4 Arena too, just because I really liked Persona 4 at the time. The game was fun. I played through like all the story modes, but like other than a few matches online here and there, I was like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
So.
That's what I'm afraid will happen. I'm afraid that, and I agree. Like I would never play online unless I was just really wanted to play and I was bored, but I would get it mostly to be like, in my head, I picture like, oh, my brother might come up to visit me from DC and maybe we'll play or, and it still never happens. Like, you know, he's visiting me. We don't live in the same town. We fill the day doing stuff around here and we just wouldn't get to it. But I have the scenario in my head of like hanging out.
What if?
Yeah. And
you sit there and you sit there and fight over whether you're going to be Goku or Shin Goku or Super Saiyan Goku or Goku's level 12 or I have, like I said, I've barely watched the show, but because of the internet, I know entirely too much about Dragon Ball Z that I never want to know about. It's
man,
it's like furries.
Yeah. The terrible analogy. Terrible analogy. You're doing a huge
Is it really that different?
Oh shit, they turn into monkeys, don't they? So yeah. That's Dragon Ball Fighter Z, I think, and I guess fighters in general. I'm still gonna tempt myself with buying fighting games, and I'll tell myself when this hits $20, maybe I'll buy it and play it with your nephew.
Yeah, do it. Well, it's on PlayStation 4, so you might not be able to.
Well, I would get it. I'd probably get it on PS4. I don't think I'd play. I was playing Switch handheld, and I think that was a big part of why I was so terrible.
Really, that's the reason.
Okay, it's a very small part of why I was so terrible, but it certainly didn't help.
Yeah, on my end, again, Tacoma took most of my time. Plus, just getting back from all the traveling and getting caught up with work and family, and I just haven't really had that shit ton of time. But they did release the demo for Valkyria Chronicles 4 on Switch the other day. I've done the first 2 battles, and it's basically Valkyria Chronicles 1, which is a good thing. I mean, the story is still getting going. But I will say, one of the nice things is they're doing the same thing that Octopath Traveler did, which is your save game carries over to the retail game. So
I did hear that too.
So that's a nice thing. But I think we've talked about Valkyria Chronicles a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
I feel like we did because I know I played it since the podcast started.
That's a really good question.
And I think Stevo was mentioning it too. But for those who don't know, or if we're just idiots and I'm just misremembering things, Valkyria Chronicles is basically a strategy game where it's kind of turn-based, but you control each member on the battlefield during their turn. So they can run around, for a limited amount of time, and then they can act once whenever they get to a specific place, and you can shoot at the enemy, throw a grenade, heal, do things like that. So it's kind of like XCOM, but it's done in this very distinctive watercolor sketchy style, and it's really pretty. And the original Valkyria Chronicles was on PlayStation 3 and later ported to PS4 and PC. I'm not sure if it's on Xbox at all. But yeah, it's so I picked it up on Switch, and it's like I said, I played just the first 2 missions, and it plays very, very, very similar to Valkyria Chronicles 1. You've got your main character's got a tank, you've got your scouts, shock troopers, snipers, skirmishers. Is that the name? No. What are the Lancers? The guys who do damage to tanks. And yeah, the first mission's very tutorially. You knock it out in like 3 turns. I got A rank on that one. And then the next mission is kind of more open-ended. There's a lot less tutorializing in it. Still some. But you're basically playing from the beginning of the game. So yeah, but they've added in the Grenadier class, which is basically a walking mortar, which is nice because even the first 2 missions that I played, a lot of what I did is the same strategy that you do in Valkyria Chronicles 1 to get good ranks, which is to use scouts constantly. Mm-hmm. They run the farthest. They don't do a lot of damage, but they do enough. So yeah, you just kind of haul ass with your scouts to finish the mission. But the Grenadier is a long-range mortar attack, which is basically required for that mission because of all the turrets that are going after you. Yeah. And it's a nice addition because I think that'll allow for some extra incentives, I guess. Maybe not incentives, but a reason, like if you're going for like a high rank, to use them and not just the scouts. So
okay,
kind of looking forward to
that the lady, like the girl that shows up like at the second half of the second mission?
Yeah, Riley. Okay. Riley shows up like halfway through the second mission, and she's like, "Hey, I'm here to save you," and you're like, "Oh, holy crap! You could do a lot of damage."
Yeah.
So
yeah, remember that one.
So yeah, I've played like this first 2 missions. I'll probably knock out whatever. I don't know how long the demo goes from here, but I'll probably play it a bit more just because I really, really enjoyed Valkyria Chronicles 1 and went back and I think I tried to A rank everything just because I had a lot of fun with the game. So yeah.
Did you notice how like because I haven't played it yet, and I'll probably play it right after we get off this, but frame rate, did you play it? I'm guessing you played it handheld.
I played it docked on Switch, and it seemed fine. The only thing I noticed was I don't always listen to the dialogue. Sometimes if I read it fast enough, I'll just skip it and move on ahead just because I don't care that much about how the voice acting. I mean, the voice acting seemed okay. I mean, it does. So, some of the female voice acting is kind of, the tinny, I'm a 12-year-old girl, but,
tropey.
Tropey anime character thing.
Anime. Yeah.
But when you skip ahead in the dialogue, there's like a pause in between when the next person starts talking. And I mentioned that online on Resetera, and someone's like, "Oh, that was in the first game too." And I was like, "Was it?" Because it's been a long time since I played it. So I mean, maybe it's just not. Maybe that's just kind of the way it's been. Maybe there's some weird coding that does that. But
yeah, that's what I was like. Maybe all the audio files are like grouped together somewhere else, and it has to fucking work to get there.
Not a huge deal, but just something that I noticed. So I mean, it comes out, I think it's the end of September 25th, I think is the date. So it's definitely something, if I were buying games, I would totally get, because I really, really, really enjoyed the first game, and this just basically seems like a direct sequel as far as mechanics and gameplay wise goes. So I'll definitely pick it up at some point, unless I start playing the demo and the next level is just utter shit. So we'll see.
Yeah. I'm starting to get super frustrated with our no new games. Like it's been like, and it's always fine at the beginning of the year because there's not a lot going on. There was Monster Hunter, and actually now Monster Hunter is on PC. So
yeah,
that's, back again. God of War, I was able to get, and I still haven't finished it. So it was one of those things that looked good, but I was okay. I had enough to play, but man, right now with Valkyria Chronicles coming out, the one I'm freaking out about right now is Okami HD.
I know.
A 5th, 6th port of a 12-year-old game, and this is the one that I'm like, I just need it on Switch. It's one of those insanely long, never-ending games, and that's how I'm gonna beat it.
It's a game that is 3 times as long as you expect it to be.
That's what I keep hearing. Yeah.
Wait, you haven't beaten it? I thought you beat it.
I think I've gone through like maybe half of the first act.
So I had it on PS2 and I beat the first act, and then afterwards I was like, yeah, sweet. I think I've beaten the game. Oh no! Oh my god! There's a lot more after this, and so I've played like the next, I don't know, half, maybe 2/3 of the next act. And again, I was having like a fun. I just think because it was taking me so long, eventually something else came out that distracted me from something shiny. But I really enjoyed it. I've always meant to go back and play it and finish it. I just never have. But I do have the HD version on my PS3. So I'm now that I saw the the Switch version came out, I really don't want to double dip. It sounds fucking perfect for the Switch, especially with the way draw controls and stuff work.
Yes.
But like, I'm really resisting it. Like, I'm seriously debating starting it up on PS3 just to dissuade myself from getting it on Switch. Just be like, oh, no, I've got it. I've already got a save file. I'm moving along. I don't need it again. I mean, granted, I have until 2019 anyway to buy the damn game, but still, it's just like, I already have this damn thing. I don't need to get it again. And I still have my PS2. Well, I don't have a PS2 right now, so fuck. I guess so yeah.
I hear it, man. Like I got it on PS2. I got it on Wii because I was like, oh man, you can draw the.
Oh right, it was on Wii. I forgot. Yeah,
with the Wii remote, and then it came out on PS3, and I'm like, well, that was HD, and it looks like a living painting. I have to get it on that. And now it's on Switch, where it still looks as good as PS3 and PS4.
I'm about to say it's on PS4 too, isn't it?
Yeah. So right. It got ported to PS4 and Xbox, and I was like, well, I've already got it on PS3. I can live. But then being able to draw the brush with your finger has to be the best implementation.
Yeah.
Like I was jonesing for a Wii U port when.
Oh, because of the touchpad. Yeah.
For the exact reason. And now it's here. And it has the same like 1080p 4X MSAA anti-aliasing. So it looks exactly as good. Full res docked, full res undocked. It's like, this is how I'm finally going to beat it. Like I could just sit there and play it hours and hours and hours, and it's only $20, and I'm just like, oh, do I buy it? So yeah, like I said earlier to you in the text,
Elliot, Stevo's not here.
Oh God, yes.
Do you want to? He doesn't have to know.
Well, he'll know if we
shut up.
If he listens to this,
he won't listen to it. Shut up. So,
quick, say it in an English accent, and he won't understand.
Oi, Josh and Elliot. I guess that's
never mind.
That's totally cool. If you guys want to play some games, that'd be great.
Awesome.
That was
just like Stevo.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty sure it sounded exactly the same. Holy shit! I'm growing a beard. What the hell? What's going on?
It's so red.
But I mean, I think enough about us.
Yeah.
There's a certain member of our staff that is not here today, and we kind of want to make some decisions for him since he's not here to argue.
Yeah.
So I think we should start deciding the next game Stevo should be playing.
He's got opinions, and he thinks he knows what's best for himself, but
we're here to tell him that that's incorrect.
Yeah.
We know.
There's definitely games I've been wanting him to play, and he's done great.
Yes.
Like, let's give him credit where it's due. He got through Metroid, he got through Link to the Past, he got through Chrono Trigger.
He almost he at least started playing Mega Man X
and Donkey Kong.
And Donkey Kong Country, yes.
But yeah, he did
Stevo.
Mega Man. He did Mega Man 2. He's done well. Like he started Final Fantasy 7. He plays ball.
He started playing FF10 too, I think.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so he's been making some progress. So in this segment, we're going to talk about we're just going to pick one game each. We don't want to go on forever, but just one game each that we think Stevo should pick up next. For me, I think the next game Stevo should play is the PS4 version of God of War. Sorry, hold on. I hear someone crying. Is that? Sorry.
It's too cruel. It's too cruel.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, that was Stevo. Sorry.
There's also a line of curse words directed at you that you were hearing.
It punctuated with lads and fat. Yeah. So I mean, I love you, Stevo. I'm sorry. But I think given his love of Metroidvanias and how much he's loved Hollow Knight and Super Metroid and things like that, I think he should take a jump into the 3D Metroidvania space with Metroid Prime. So
Great choice.
I never actually owned a GameCube, but when I was in college, my roommate borrowed a GameCube from his cousin, uncle, something like that. And he had like Metroid Prime and I want to say one other game, but I cannot think of what the hell it is off the top of my head right now. Maybe Wind Waker. Anyway,
Josh's roommate, if you're out there listening, feel free to call in and let us know.
Yeah, and also fuck you for leaving that giant ass TV with me when you moved out. So we had Metroid Prime, and he started getting into Metroidvanias too, roughly around the same time. I don't know if he ever played Super Metroid or anything, but we both played just the shit out of Metroid Prime. When Metroid Prime was announced, I was definitely one of the, I don't want to say naysayers, but one of the very heavy doubters of like, I don't know how this is going to translate to 3D space, because Super Metroid was amazing. Castlevania Symphony of the Night was fantastic, and just 2D Metroid had already kind of been perfected at that point, you know?
Yeah, I was right with you, man. It was like, it was on the heels of Halo too. So it was just like, oh, you're just trying to be like Halo. You're trying to like, what are you doing? Like, you're going to bastardize this classic series just to fit in. But when I finally got around to playing it, I don't know, 5-10 minutes in, all fears were quelled. I was just like, okay, no, this works. This game is awesome. It's brilliant.
Since then, I've only played a little bit of Metroid Prime 2, but I did finish Metroid Prime 3. So, but yeah, it translates so well to the 3D space, and it's a game I've wanted to go back and play again, but I don't have a way of playing GameCube games really right now, and it's on
Wii. And Wii U. Oh shit.
Well, I sold my Wii back to GameStop because I wasn't playing it, and I don't have a Wii U. So, yeah, and honestly, so I played Metroid Prime 3 because when it originally came out, it was on Wii, and I made the mistake of making the trigger button the trigger.
Oh yeah, I did that too. I did the same thing.
And that was a dumb fucking move.
Yeah,
because.
Carpal tunnel. Yeah,
because like when you aim and shoot in Metroid Prime 3, pressing the A button on the top of the Joy-Con, or the Wiimote rather, is a lot easier on your hand than pressing the trigger a million times. But because I'm stubborn, I kept it that way the whole game.
Carpal tunnel.
That was a dumb move. So.
Oh, you did it the whole game?
Oh yeah, I'm
oh
done.
No, I switched it off like an hour in. And I was like. At one point, my forearm seized up and I couldn't move my finger. I was like, this is not right.
No, I 100%ed the game while being in pain.
Jesus. Oh my God.
I'm dumb. It's a game that I as much as I hate the GameCube controller, it's definitely a controller game you want to play, or a game you want to play with a controller rather.
Oh man, I loved it on the Wii remote. I gotta say.
Really?
If like seriously, and not to interrupt here, but if you go back and play it on a GameCube controller right now, classic controls, I guarantee you'll be like, what the hell? Because there's no look. There's no, like, the second stick doesn't look.
Well, I know, but the whole point of the game is it's lock on. So, I mean, it's still.
Yeah. Okay, so you're aware. That's fine.
I played it originally on the GameCube.
Oh, I did too. Like, I played it on GameCube, and then I got the Wii version, and then I went back to play the GameCube one, and I was like, why isn't the right stick working? And it's like, you move back and forth, you strafe, and you look around all with the one stick.
Yeah. No, I know it's.
But with the Wii remote,
outdated.
You can look with the pointer.
True.
And then you move with the nunchuck.
I wonder if there's a way to do it like in Dolphin, where it modifies it so you can look around. I don't know.
With the Wii version, yeah.
Because, okay. I don't know.
Yeah, because you can map the pointer to a stick.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so I mean, Stevo, I know it's going to be, it's really weird. And even if you just end up playing like the GameCube, wait, no, he has a Wii U, right? So he can play that.
Yeah,
right?
he could just get it any day he wants and just play it. The whole trilogy is like $20 on Wii U.
Yeah. So
so fuck him, right?
Stevo, I'll give you an early, no, it hasn't been Stevo's birthday yet, right?
No, it's October.
All right. So Stevo, in October, I'll buy you a game that you want, but I'm also going to buy you the Metroid Prime trilogy, or give you credit for the trilogy on Wii U. Elliot, remind me then, because I'm going to forget. Because you need to play, at the very least, the first one. The second one is hit or miss, depending on who you are. And the third one is pretty good, but it's also, I don't know. I don't know as far as, honestly, thinking back, I'm not really sure how I feel about the third one. I liked it because I 100%ed the goddamn thing, but like, I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to compare the two. I don't really know why though.
I think we're all due for a refresher. Remember, I started playing it through for the podcast, and I just stopped. It was one of my first games. This was back when we each had our own roulette.
Yeah, I remember. I'm pretty sure you've still only finished like 2 games this entire year.
I finished Tacoma, and
an hour-long game.
It was like 2 hours. Give me some credit.
Oh yeah. So Stevo and Elliot, remind me when Stevo's birthday comes up, because I want you to play Metroid Prime at the very least. Elliot, so other than God of War, what game would you recommend for Stevo?
It's really hard not to recommend God of War, honestly.
By the way, New Game Plus is coming soon. I might go play that. What about so?
Oh, I have to get through regular game.
Yeah, you should finish it, maybe. This is not the shit on Stevo episode. We love him. That's why we pull his pigtails.
And he's not here, so he opens himself up to everything.
It's true. It's his fault he got sick.
Yeah. Next time, vaccinate yourself, Stevo. I know you're on that Jenny McCarthy train, but seriously, vaccinate yourself.
Invest in Goop.
Yeah. So my game for Stevo, and that's a great idea, giving him credit to play it, because I'm going to do that too, mostly because my game is a lot cheaper than yours. But I still think between Link to the Past and Final Fantasy Tactics, I can't decide which one is the best game I've ever played. And one of those Stevo hasn't played, so I'm going to recommend it to him. It's hard to recommend as a roulette game because it's a really long game.
It really is, but it's so good.
It's incredible. It's Final Fantasy, and it's how would you describe it to someone who didn't know, had never played a tactical game? I was going to say Final Fantasy in tactics mode, but
it's Final Fantasy, but you're playing it on a grid, and movement and positioning matters. So like you move your character around and you attacking someone from like the back does more damage than attacking them from the front. If enemies are bunched up together, you can hit them all multiple at one time with a magic spell. It's a position-based Final Fantasy game.
It's still turn-based, and it's almost like it's on a chessboard.
Yeah.
There's different classes, there's different jobs, there's different weapons and items, there's magic spells, there's summons, all the stuff that you expect from Final Fantasy, except it's a slow burn. It's a slow, meticulous,
and it's a very mature story.
It is, and that was one of the most welcome things about it. It came right off the heels of Final Fantasy VII, which had its mature moments, but it was a pretty goofy game too, and it had its share of anime tropes. And you come to this one, which was a Yasumi Matsuno game, who's probably one of the most storied developers in this genre. He practically invented it.
He did like Ogre Battle and all that, right?
Yeah, Tactics Ogre Battle. He started it, and then Square Enix recruited him to do the same thing to Final Fantasy Tactics, and he hit it out of the park. It's a if you've played Final Fantasy 12, it takes place in that same universe, Ivalice, and it's this medieval knights and dragons and kings and castles style.
Speaking of which,
Final Fantasy.
Speaking of which, Stevo, you should play Final Fantasy 12.
Yeah. God, if you want an accessible modern take on Final Fantasy Tactics, play Final Fantasy 12.
Yeah.
But Tactics is what you think of when you think of Final. You turn on Final Fantasy 1 and you're in a castle with a king. Like that was the original like RPG. That was the original setting for just the general role play, and Final Fantasy Tactics is the game that captures it the best. It's a Game of Thrones kind of story.
Yeah.
And it's
just backstabbing and plotting and just all around. By the end of the game, you're like, okay, which fucking side am I on? you know, you're just
that's the best thing about it is like, your best friend in the whole story, Delita, like even now after I've crushed the game, I don't know if he was good or bad. Like there's no good or bad. It's motivations, it's characters, it's stories, it's relationships. It's very political. It's very engrossing.
Elliot, you're really making me want to play this again.
I know. I
think I have it on PS3. I'm debating downloading it again just to play it.
I think it would go great. It's the Vita port. I think would be.
I haven't played my Vita in like 3 years, so I should probably pull it out.
Well, so you've got the Vita port, and it's also on iOS now as well. But
I do have so Stevo, let's just clarify this really quick. So the PlayStation 1 version is it's not the best version, but it doesn't have the faults of the PSP version. So the PSP version takes the PS1 version, fixes the translation, adds some extra cutscenes. I think there's some extra, not DLC, but like extra scenes and shit in there.
Yeah.
But it also adds like insane load times for magic spells and things like that. Like you cast fire on an enemy and it takes like 20 seconds for it to finish. It's ridiculous. There are patches online that you could patch your game and then play it and that fixes it. But it's kind of
you can't really do that on Vita.
Well, yeah, but it's a PSP game. So, well, I mean, he doesn't have Vita, so yeah, maybe not. But I mean,
he doesn't have PSP as a Vita.
Yeah. But and then there's also the iOS version. I'm not sure if it's on Android actually. Is it?
I'm sure it is.
That version does fix that, but it's still on your phone. So there are some like issues with I want to, because one of the biggest problems with FF Tactics is once you select a tile that your character is going to move to, you can't back out. Like you can't say, oops, I didn't mean to go to that spot. Yeah. So on the phone, when you're like tapping, there's some issues. Like if you pick the wrong spot, you're like, well, shit, I'm out of luck. But it does fix it has all the same things as the PSP version, but it also fixes the load time. So mechanically, it's the best, or not mechanically, content wise, it's the best version. Mechanically, there's some issues. That said, the PS1 version's fine. I beat the shit out of the PS1 version. And I know there's extra stuff like having Balthier in the PSP version and stuff, but I have no problems with replaying the PS1 version.
I agree. The PS1 version, the translation is the worst part, especially compared to the PSP / like mobile version, which has such a terrific translation. It really gets you into the world. They kind of almost overdo like the old English, but I feel like compared to how it was before, it's a pure win at the end of the day.
It's done really well. But I will say the PS1 version, it's not a bad translation. I mean, there might be some hiccups here and there, but it's not a bad translation. I mean, the PS1 version has blame yourself or God, which is a fantastic line. I'm not going to lie. That's a great line. I honestly do not remember if the PSP version has that or not, but I feel like it changed.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. I think they rewrote the whole thing and they gave it this old English flair, like ye and shit like that.
I'll say that if you play the PS1 version, you're missing out on stuff, I guess, but you're not losing anything, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, and in terms of gameplay, though, the PS1 is identical. They're all identical. Like the differences here are story, the differences are presentation, and accessibility. I know Stevo hates playing mobile games, but the mobile version is the definitive one. You get the translation, you get all the mechanics performing well. You don't get any of the slowdown. It is the way to go, but it's the mobile version. So I feel like if we get him that, he's never going to play it.
Yeah, I mean,
the first try.
Does he still have a PS3? I can't. No, he doesn't have a PS3 anymore, does he?
No, he's lent it out to Mike from Pod Nerdy, friend of the show.
Well, it's still his though, right?
It's still his, yeah. But they swapped it. He swapped it for an Elgato streaming card.
Okay. Well, I guess you could get him the Vita, the PSP version. I mean, there are ways to mod your Vita. I mean, I did it on mine, so there's ways to mod your Vita to add the patching. But I don't know if he wants to go down that route. But yeah,
I feel like his best bets will be either just playing the Vita version, the mobile version, or if he would sit down with an emulator with his like.
I will say this though, I've rarely used magic in the game. So
I don't know. I used it a ton.
I found it to be entirely too inconsistent, because when you do things like cast magic or use higher level charge attacks for weapons and things like that, it has a charge time. So like you have to make sure that whatever you're attacking is still in that spot. So like,
oh yeah, that's right.
So like if I cast fire on this enemy, you can check and it'll tell you, okay, it's going to take 3 turns for it to actually cast. Mm-hmm. And if the enemy moves before that, then you're going to miss. So it's a matter. So I found that mostly just doing physical damage kept or moved me through the game just fine.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's hard to say though. It's I feel like he should try like an hour in both of them, and you know, and honestly, like when I first played the PSP version, I didn't notice the slowdown until the internet blew up about it, and then I'm like, oh, now I can't unsee it.
Did you play the original? You played the original.
Oh yeah, the original was it's the only one I've played all the way through.
I don't know how you didn't notice it, because the first time I cast a spell, I was like, holy shit, what the hell's happening?
Yeah. Didn't seem too bad.
It's bad. Cast a summon and then go make dinner.
So yeah, I didn't get that far, but yeah, I think Stevo, Final Fantasy Tactics is a game I wish you'd play. It's a game I think you'd love. Especially since I know you love what's it called? XCOM. I know you love Valkyria Chronicles. I know you love Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. It's like they all come from the same concept of grid movement, positioning, attack, and now you've got the story that you've been he's always about that story.
I was about to say he's always bitching about games without story, and FF Tactics has it in spades. So
yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah.
All right, so that's probably enough of convincing Stevo to play games he hasn't played.
Play God of War. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Hopefully, Stevo, we've talked you into it. I know you weren't here to ask questions about it, and
it's been glorious.
It's.
I'm sorry. I do like Stevo. I just like messing with him too.
But you definitely can't go wrong with either of those games. And anyone listening, if you haven't played those games, do yourself a huge service and knock those out. You will not be disappointed.
Yes, agreed.
In the meantime, though, we did have quite a few developments in the video game world. We're just going to run through them. We haven't really done the one sentence news in a long time. We just talk too long. Nobody gives a shit what we say. Let's just do this. We should just do the news.
Exactly.
That'll be breaking news.
I don't care that Elliot played this 10-year-old game. God.
All right. So let's start at the top here. Josh, you said there was a Diablo announcement coming up this year.
Yeah, that's literally what I know. There's an announcement coming later this year. I love Diablo. I played the shit out of Diablo 3 when it first came out, and actually a lot later too, once they fixed a bunch of shit. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they actually mentioned there's a couple things in development for Diablo. So I'm assuming Diablo 4, obviously, and then the other thing would be my guess is like a Diablo 2 remake, which would be, again, if they don't fuck it up, that'd be great, because Diablo 2 is still like the king of that series.
So those were my two guesses as well. And I was going to ask, I thought it was just one announcement. And I was going to ask you, what are the odds it's going to be one of those? Like, which one do you think it would probably be?
Yeah, I think it honestly, it might be both. I mean, Diablo 2 is a fantastic game, but I think maybe if they add a lot of the action oriented sort of stuff that Diablo 3 added to it, it might be even better. So
holy cow. Yeah. Diablo 3 is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to that. It's just sometime next year. That's all they said.
Yep.
All right.
This year. Sometime this year.
Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Yeah, thanks for catching that. Sometime this year. I read that Switch Online is supposed to be out finally at the end of September.
Does it count if I pay for that? For no new games?
I'm gonna say we're good to pay for it. I'm going to say we're good.
We'll see, because from what it sounds like, it's going to be a lot of the same games that are already on, like the NES Classic we all already own. So,
but we won't be able to play online anymore.
What have we played online other than maybe Rocket League once in a while, and we have Rocket League on 2 other systems?
I play Splatoon every now and then.
I don't have Splatoon.
But I play, so I'll probably pay. It's only $30 for the gear, so I'm sure I'll jump on it.
Maybe
next. It's coming up. It's coming up sooner than I thought they would.
Maybe next year for me.
I think they originally said by the end of the year, so I always assume December 31st when it's Nintendo. When they say something like that, so True. September, okay. I think their thing is they want to get everyone paying before Smash comes out.
Oh God, yeah.
And Smash is due out this year, November.
Oh, Jesus,
they want to get everyone on there. That's the biggest draw.
People are gonna be pissed if that's the case. I mean, they'll spend the money, but they'll be pissed while they're giving them money. They'll be pissed, like, fuck you, Nintendo. Here's $20.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much my relationship with Nintendo.
Yeah, it's an abusive relationship. I know.
Yeah, I love it though. I keep coming back.
Yeah, you're a sub. I know.
We saw some Doom Eternal gameplay.
Oh my God. I'm really glad you guys convinced me to play Doom 2016 because I saw Doom Eternal, the gameplay video, and oh my God, it looks amazing.
It looks incredible.
Says the guy who's still on the first level. I
mean, the Doom 2016 is incredible as well. Doom Eternal looks like more of the same but ramped up. 11.
So if you haven't checked, during QuakeCon, there was a gameplay video that was released. It's like 25 minutes long. Skip ahead to like 12:50 in the video because that's when they kind of ramp up the hecticness of the fighting. And you'll see things like the super shotgun now has a hook shot, so that you will be there. Doom has already been known for like hectic combat. This basically adds like aerial combat because you can dash, you can air dash. Now you can hook shot enemies with the shotgun. And it's just that much more ridiculous. And I'm really excited to see it go that way. And they also seem to add a Dark Souls Invader style thing. Said that. There's like at the end of one of the clips during the video, they show like two player characters showing up as demons, like invading you, and you can see their health bars and stuff, but it's basically like invaders coming, and two people show up as demons, and I guess you've got to fight them before you move on. So that could be an interesting what's the word I'm looking for? Not counter, but interesting quirk they throw it, or twist wrench they throw in the gears, if you will.
Yeah.
So I'm super looking forward to that. That's going to be fun. I really, really enjoyed Doom 2016.
I'm loving what they're doing with this. The music is still there. That the whole demo is just like that, just like fucking badass, destroying everything.
Yes.
And it's coming to Switch too. Is it launching with Switch?
I don't think they said where it was, on what systems it was all launching simultaneously, but they did say it is coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. So I don't know about the timelines for those because they haven't given a date for anything, but it will be coming to all 4 systems.
I'm so pumped. Got to finish the first one, though.
I know, you do. You really do. The next item up, though, Elliot, I'm sure you're sad.
Luigi, bro.
He's dead.
He's gone.
Yeah,
because there's no coming back from that.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, there was a Smash Direct for actually it was like 2 days ago, or like the August 8th, August 7th, something like that.
Yeah, earlier this week.
And during that, they announced Richter Belmont, Simon Belmont, Dark Samus, and King K. Rool from Donkey Kong Country. And during the
Fire Emblem characters, Chrom.
Oh yeah, Chrom. Sorry, from Fire Emblem. Yeah. And during the announcement for the Belmonts, Death came in and killed Luigi.
Very, very definitely decisively killed him.
Yes.
I heard about it before I saw it, and I was like, oh, he probably just beat him up. He definitely killed him.
Yeah, Luigi's dead. So rip Luigi, 2018.
Poor guy. Pour one out.
Yep.
On the other side of that, I'm so stoked for Smash. Oh, man. I'm stoked that they're adding characters. I thought that they were just going to be like, hey, it's just going to be everyone from before.
Yeah.
That's it. But they added the Castlevania characters. I'm 100% sure Waluigi is coming.
I don't care.
Who's been the holdout.
Waluigi's like the worst character ever.
He's all the meme rage right now.
I know. And it's killed it. He's dead. Death killed the wrong guy. It should have killed Waluigi. Oh
God,
I would have. Now that I think about it, I would have loved that just to watch the internet explode because it's the most annoying character that Nintendo's ever created. Next to Tingle.
I don't have strong feelings about either of them, but the more characters in Smash, the better, man. This will be the last Smash we ever need. I don't know how they top this.
I'm happy for you and the rest of the Smash community. I like Smash. I don't hate it or anything, but I'm also not like, woo, Smash. So
we've all got to get it though. It's the ultimate Smash. It's the subtitle.
I'm sure I'll pick it up at some point, and I'm sure it'll be just like Towerfall when we play.
But Towerfall's not online. This is different, and the modes, the customizations you can put in there.
I meant the end result of each match.
Oh, fuck that. Dude, man, when we played Brawlhalla, I didn't win a single match that one time.
I know. Stevo was killing us. Stevo was killing us. Oh,
fucking Stevo, man.
I know.
Okami HD on Switch, as I mentioned, that is out now. I think I've talked long enough about that.
Yeah, we're good. It's a good game. Get it, pick it up. It's best on Switch right now.
Oh God, I need it so bad. Elder Scrolls Online has a new expansion called Wolf Hunter. I kind of want to get into this game. I kind of do.
I don't. You barely have time to beat the games you have.
I know. I just want to get into it. I don't know. It's. They got rid of the monthly fee a few years back, so you just buy the game and then you play it as long as you want. It's kind of like Guild Wars.
God damn it! Don't tell me that. I forgot about that.
Think about it, man. 2019. You got a few months. I
still like the original Guild Wars. I really need something that captures that same sort of feeling. So we'll see. I don't know.
We'll see. Discord opening up a storefront.
Yeah.
The best comment I saw about that was because it was just right on the heels of Steam opening up a chat version.
Oh, yeah.
So Discord's response was to add a Steam store to their chat. So
yeah, that'll be interesting how it goes, because I mean they're trying to do like a curated storefront so that they don't, it's not like massive like Steam, where Steam has like basically every game. This one, a lot of the games they have. So this is the initial list. They've got things like Starbound, Hollow Knight, Pillars of Eternity 2, the Banner Saga 3, Into the Breach, Dead Cells. Those are pretty big, decently sized names coming out recently, and Discord's already a massive presence in the video gaming community for being a chat application. So
yeah,
if they do this right, this could actually be a pretty interesting competitor to Steam. I mean, it's still in its infancy, but yeah.
The more competition, the better here.
Oh yeah, definitely. I agree.
Keep the prices low, do the sales. Mm-hmm. We've got GOG and Steam pretty much running everything here.
Green Man Gaming too.
Yeah, true. Those aren't apps so much as just like resellers, but
there's still competition there though.
Yeah, that's true. Looking forward to it, man. 2019 will hopefully be a cheap year for games.
No new games 2019?
Oh God, I can't do that anymore. Although so here's what I'm toying with.
What?
I'm toying with free for all in January, and then no new games from like February to December every year. Just pick up everything in January and then go. I'll think about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, because I know come Stevo's birthday or my birthday, there might be some complaints.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe that plus birthdays. We'll talk, but yeah.
Oh yeah. We'd keep all the same rules, but just open January.
Okay. Buy the entire library of games that came out in 2018 in January and go from there.
Isn't that better? Because then you can see how much you're really spending. You're like, oh my God, this is $1,300.
Oh wait, you actually check that? No, I don't commit that to memory, or I don't even bother checking, because.
Well, that's the thing. I don't either. But if we bought them all at the same time on the same day, then you would know.
Oh, it's like weighing yourself. You just don't.
Yeah. Speaking of Dead Cells, which by the way looks interesting.
I slept on this shit.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it, and then I read up on it. I saw a video, and they're calling it a Roguevania.
Yeah.
So it's like it starts over every time you die from the beginning.
Yeah.
But it's a Metroidvania that's supposed to be very hard but doable.
Yeah, that sounds incredibly up my alley. I don't know how.
Totally up yours, yeah.
totally up mine, huh? Thanks, Elliot. That's sweet.
Anytime.
I saw that and I was like, what the fuck? How have I not heard of this game? So yeah, Dead Cells is something I'm actually really looking forward to playing, obviously next year. But yeah, I mean,
it's on Switch. Do you have any Switch credit left?
No, it's all gone. I'm done on my credits.
Damn.
I had a little bit of PlayStation credit yet then, but I also lost my PS Vue. I had my PS Vue.
Shit.
Not a lot. I had like $10 on there, but still. It's a roguelike Metroidvania, and I'm not a huge fan of roguelikes, but I am a huge fan of Metroidvanias and challenge, so I'm actually really looking forward to playing that at some point.
I'm on that exact same page. I don't really like roguelikes, but I love Metroidvanias and I love the tough games like Hollow Knight.
Yeah. But the reason it was in the news lately was because the IGN had a reviewer. He basically stole his review for IGN from some YouTube streamer. Like almost not word for word, but like if you were to throw this into a plagiarism comparison thing for an essay, that one of those bots that exists, it would have come up like 100%. Since then he's been fired, and then actually today I saw he released an apology video which was monetized.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, so oh
man,
I don't think a lot of people are really crying over that right now, but
he cooked himself, man. I don't know why he would do that, and it's like a short game, like you only have to play a few hours of it, and he just didn't write the review, and I was reading a thread about it, and I guess the last 3 people who were in his position, they were like Nintendo correspondents for IGN, went on to work for Nintendo.
Oh, wow.
And it's just like, this is a position that people watch, and it's a career launcher.
Yeah.
And no one, he's got to find something else to do with the rest of his life now.
Yeah, it was not. They went back and found like plenty of other instances of him doing similar things. This was not the first time. So
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, what a dick.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much everything we really wanted to cover as far as news wise. This episode's actually gone on a decent amount of time without Stevo. We should do this more often, Elliot.
Yeah, look how much we covered. We didn't really retread. We got through everything.
I know.
In an hour.
I know.
So
this is insane.
Wow. This is one of the best episodes we've ever had, I think.
I really do think it is.
If you like to hear more of this, and if you want to vote Stevo off the podcast now.
We love you, Stevo. We just also like giving you shit.
Especially when you're not here to defend yourself.
Exactly.
If you also enjoy this, feel free to check us out on our website, ratherbycast.com. We're on Twitter. I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot from Stevo on there after this launches on Tuesday.
Look for all the hate mail from Stevo.
Yeah. At the podcast Twitter is at RBPcast, and then we're also have our own Twitter handles at RBP Josh, at RBP Elliot. At RBP Stevo too. If you have any questions or you want to email the cast, we'll read it on the air and talk about it. That's questions at ratherbycast.com. If you're listening to us on YouTube, ring the bell, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, like, give us a review. 5 stars would be sweet if you can spare the time for that. Otherwise, as I mentioned, we're on YouTube. We put every episode of the podcast on YouTube, and we put our streams on YouTube as well, but they originally show up on twitch.tv/ratherbyplaying. Yeah, get the word out if you enjoyed this. This might be I'm interested to see the download numbers on this episode without Stevo and just rub it in his face. Watch it be the worst episode we've ever done.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Stevo, and we're just sitting here shitting on him because we're jealous.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I thank you everybody for listening, and we'll see you guys again in 2 weeks, hopefully with Stevo without a chest infection.
Yep. Thanks, guys. See you then.
All right. Bye-bye.